Facebook Live, things not to do as you prepare for your visit to Rhythmia. So, Rhythmia is a very unique place that focuses on healing of any of the issues you might have dealt with in your life in the past and currently might be facing. A number one thing we work on with people is trauma. We help people get past trauma, and also guests work on anxiety, depression, and other issues. Also, if they're going through life events that are difficult, like divorce or loss of a family member or anything like that, those are all things that the program we have sort of helps people get focus and kind of work through. So it's really productive. And that's why we're called a Life Advancement Center. So that's the full name of our company. So uh, we offer plant medicine, and this helps people get right to the issues very quickly. Sometimes, when I was working in my private practice in Los Angeles, I have a doctorate in psychology, and I was doing all my postdoc hours, and I would work with people that had a lot of trauma, and those people, it took them years to eventually build trust and to kind of go deep enough where they could start to work on things. And so, when you're feeling overwhelmed and sad and upset and trauma is hurting, your relationships and stuff, and your own self-esteem, then it's kind of a bummer to let it take years to get to that where you can start to heal it. What I believe is more effective is getting right to it as quickly as possible in a safe way. So Rhythmia provides an environment where you can do this. And so some pointers that you can have as you prepare to come to Rhythmia is don't overthink the process. We all get in our own head. We're like, what's it going to be like? Like, what should I do? I have to make sure I do it perfectly, this and that. We have intentions that we're going to teach you. There are these three overriding sort of umbrella intentions that help you get right to whatever it is you're working on. So some people have a laundry list of intentions, and that's okay, but you don't need to even worry about those, because the three intentions we'll teach you on Monday morning's class is very key to helping you get this. So, in a lot of these Facebook Lives, Jerry's talked about the intentions. I have as well. They're very basic but very profound. So, what you find with this plant medicine is that life is complicated because we make it so. Really, nature and God and the universe, or whatever you believe, actually, they're simple concepts. Just connection, awareness, love, peace. Those are all things that are propelling and fueling like who we really are as people. But our own head gets in the way. So, we overthink everything. Now, is it important to have context a bit? Well, yeah, a little bit. Like, you're going to be drinking a plant medicine that is sacred, that's blessed, that has a lot of medicinal properties, has a lot of neurochemical effects that help the person tap into their amygdala and connect with their prefrontal cortex and have all these new sort of neuron pathways built and established. All this stuff is important in the healing process, because people say, well, how does it work? Like, how does it help? Well, I was talking on a podcast yesterday with a bunch of different guys, and what we came up with, what I was explaining to them is, why does this plant medicine really work? And it's because I like to say it's a two-pronged approach at healing. Because when I was working in the addiction field in Los Angeles, I was running a rehab and working with addicts and stuff. There was two camps of thought on how to heal the person, and it was the medical doctors and all those guys and women and people. They thought, okay, it's meds and it's neurochemical, and so they would focus on that. Then the therapeutic crowd, the therapists, the drug and alcohol counselors, they thought, well, it's about your behavior and your environment and your triggers and your relationships. And both are right, but both were kind of sticking to like their own sort of camp about what they knew. And the guests or the patients would get overwhelmed and confused, because they're like these two rival groups, like trying to compete for like the best way to overcome addiction. So what's great about the plant medicine we use at Rhythmia is it hits both of those areas together. It hits the neurochemical side of addiction, and not only addiction is neurochemical, also anxiety is, and also depression is, and also trauma is, and all these different things. Everything we do emotion wise and behaviorally has a neurochemical component. So you get a reset in your brain about like the dopamine receptors, the serotonin receptors, also the 5-HTP sort of receptor, everything that has to do with your mood gets rebalanced and recalibrated. So the chemical dependency part and the chemical side of your behavior and your emotional state is remedied. And then the other side, the behavioral side that the therapists like, that part is also brought to awareness because the active ingredient, which is DMT, I'm trying to say it the long chemistry way, dimethyltryptamine, that medication or that substance is already in your body. You already have that. So when you drink a little extra, it enhances your natural DMT. And then what happens is you connect with yourself, you connect with nature, you connect with other people, you have clarity and awareness. You see that your behaviors have been problematic and why. You see the root cause of it. You understand from a big picture what's going on. There's a concept called ego dystonic and ego syntonic in psychology. And ego syntonic means that you're just viewing things from like one perspective, yours, and you're not getting outside influences. And that's can lead to a lot of problems when you can't relate and believe and understand other people's perspectives. So ego dystonic means that you can start to understand that there's more than just your own view. And there's other things that are influencing and affecting and other people's behaviors around you. So that's what a big part of this plant medicine helps you do. And a big part of our program helps you do. So we don't want you to overthink it. We don't want you to go to cerebral. Of course, do your research a bit, and figure out why you're coming and have your goals and all that. Of course, that's important. Just normal, right? Normal stuff. But you don't have to be in this perfect state to do this. You have to just have the desire and have the willingness to heal and to just work on things that that you've been putting off for so long. And we understand why. You're busy, you're a little nervous about it. There's all these different things. Maybe you don't have the time. There's all these different sort of barriers. So at Rythmia, we have this week-long program, and you can just unplug from everything and just focus on you. Because a lot of the guests that we have been focusing on other people and their jobs and everything else. And so now it's time for you. So the key to this is don't overthink it. Don't get in your head. Don't get too cerebral. Of course, have context and do what makes you feel comfortable in a way before you get here. Prepare. We have a way of eating that we teach you before you get to Rythmia. When you book your stay, we send you some information on how to prepare with the diet and how to behaviorally how to prepare it. Also, if you have a med history, we talk about that with our intake staff, like how to get off the meds that you need to. And again, there's certain ones that are contraindicated. So please contact our information line and you'll book your stay at Rythmia. It's a week long. It's what I love about it too is like, you come in, you heal whatever's bugging you, and then you get to move forward in your life in a way that's productive with these new tools. And it's just so effective. And we've seen 15,000 people through the doors, more than that actually. And we're working on 16,000 now. And it's just been this incredible experience. And these people that come, all the guests have this wild, amazing breakthrough sort of, it's just incredible. I mean, it's hard to put into words like what the experience are of these people that go through here. So we're excited to have you. Please call the number and book and come down. You won't regret it. You'll have an amazing healing experience. Thanks for watching. And like I said, I'm filling in for Jerry today, and I'm happy to do it. And I'll see you guys down there. Put